Do you see how I'm sitting here? Very ladylike, very mindful, very demure.
I love this new trend of being very demure, very mindful, and very cutesy. So let's be today very demure, and let's talk about why this is even a trend, why this is so popular, and what is it really about, and why this is exactly what we need as a society right now. This trend was started by Jules LeBron and it went viral, and it resonated with a lot of people, and it definitely resonated with me, and I love this trend.
You see how I do my makeup for work? Very demure, very mindful. I don't come to work with a green cut crease. I don't look like a clown when I go to work. I don't do too much. I'm very mindful while I'm at work.
First, for anyone confused here, because it might be a little bit confusing, like any trend that starts on TikTok, what is it all about? Basically, the phrase of being very demure, very mindful is promoting modesty, mindfulness, and respect to one another. And it resonated with a lot of people, especially celebrities that took this virality to the next level. The celebrities like Jenna Ortega, Jennifer Lopez, or even politicians like US President Joe Biden started using it.
So I drink from the bottle, very demure. We have all the flavors. Very mindful. I don't just chug it. I just don't just like all the way down, just little by little. Very elegant.
And the trend went super viral because you can really use it to every single situation, and you should probably use it to every single situation of your daily life. And it's so interesting that such a simple trend became so popular, yet so effective, and there is so many people that needed to hear that, or so many people resonates with it already. And I think that we all needed to hear that. Finally, something like this, some trend like this had to become viral, because I was losing hope for the society where everyone is just trying to be fake as hell, trying to be someone that they are not. And this trend encourages us to be more mindful, which might be a little bit controversial in this world, but sometimes this is all we need, to be shaken a little bit, to be reminded that, hey, like, listen to yourself for a second. Do you really want to do that? Don't listen to others. They might not know what's the best for you. You might know what's the best for you. And this phrase of being very demure and very mindful is not only about being mindful about yourself and your actions and your goals for life, but also about your behavior around people. Not only how you behave or act or what you wear at work or around your family or friends, but also how you behave and how you are being perceived around the strangers. And I thought it is quite obvious that you want to respect another human being because they are human beings. And sue me for believing that this is obvious, but I mean, I've learned my lesson that it's not that obvious. Definitely, clearly not nowadays. But I come from the house where I was raised to just respect another human being, to always think about what other people feel and what they might think, what they might see. But when I was living in London, I really noticed that that thing was not obvious. London is multinational city, and you have cultural differences, you have generational differences, there is just so many differences all together. And because it is also really crowded city, people are just a number, and you are just one of many other people. So you are not really treated like a person, You're more treated like a number because there's just too many people right there. And this is how I really felt when I was living in London, and this is how I really felt other people treat other people. Really disrespectful, pushing one another, not taking other people in consideration, kind of meeting them but not really nourishing relationships or friendships. Kind of feeling more like I prefer to be a little bit more selfish rather than sacrifice a little bit more for another person if I can just find another person quite quickly from one day to another. You kind of were seeing too many people in a day to care about one or all of those people. And at some point I already caught myself hating all those people who didn't really do anything to me, but just because they existed and I felt like they are disrespectful and mean and bad towards me and mistreating me, I already hated them back, or just in case I hated them because I assume that this is how they're going to be because we are just a number in this huge city. So that was definitely one of the reasons I left, because I started valuing a really deep, meaningful connections. So I realized that I prefer to be more mindful and more respectful towards myself and towards others, and I don't want to fight against that. And this is what I was kind of made to do when I was living in London. So I left, and that's why I love this trend, that it's a great reminder to be respectful towards other people, to be mindful of your behavior, of how you are coming across us, and how other people perceive you. Because it doesn't really cost you that much, but it can actually amplify the great effects of you being a human being. Why be a bad person and create a negative impact on others when you can be of value to other people and create a positive impact? And that is more internally fulfilling and satisfying to yourself. So it's a win-win. And I realized that it's a win-win to be happy within myself and also spread that happiness around than just fight with the things that are just not making me happy and anyone else. I just can't compare that. So let's be very demure, very mindful and very cutesy, because it's such a refreshing perspective and refreshing change. We don't need to be perceived as perfect anymore. And let's just normalize being a decent human being. Because I feel like nowadays the societies are going just crazy with no values, no beliefs, and no minimum standards, and they feel like they can do whatever because there is just no consequences, and then this negativity spreads and then it kind of influences other people because you don't even know who to trust anymore, who you should like, who you should follow, because you can't really assume that they are good people because you never know. And this trend also promotes taking responsibility for your actions and for your life, because you can start from yourself. Let's be first demure, respectful, mindful and cutesy ourselves, so then other people will follow, or maybe we will inspire them, or they will realize that they can be like that themselves, and this will create more respectful world in itself, and that will take us much farther than just destroying ourselves and not living harmoniously. I really believe that we are stronger together, and destroying one another doesn't get us anywhere, and it doesn't get other people anywhere. So I just feel like it's quite pointless. But let me know your thoughts. What do you think about this trend? Does it resonate with you? If so, why? If not, why as well? And let me know in the comments down below if this trend is a good beginning or maybe direction to go as a society into more empathetic and more people-centered approach, that we should be a respectful society rather than a bunch of scammers trying to take advantage of one another, because we kind of are heading in this way. But let me know what you think. I personally love it, and I cannot wait in what direction it will go further. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel not to miss my next videos. And I'll see you in the next video.